So basically I spent over $100 on the GIGI Maybelline collection so that you guys don't have to. My face is itchy, but if I scratch it, I'll make gaps in my makeup. Like I'll scrape off the makeup and then you'll see. Okay, that worked a little bit. Dacey, welcome back to my channel. Let's check to make sure all the hell is there on tape. Okay. So today's video is going to be on the GIGI Hadid Maybelline collection. I'm so excited because I'm going to be doing kind of like the East Coast glam look. No, East Coast, what is it? East Coast glam? Yeah, East Coast glam look. I tried to kind of recreate that East Coast cool toned glam look that Gigi's been doing on her Maybelline videos. Using the Jet Setter palette, so I'm going to be using all of the Jet Setter palette in this look. I'm excited to share my opinions with you guys on this collection. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Come follow me on Instagram and let's get started. Okay, so the GIGI X Maybelline collection. Very excited to be testing this for you guys. I got all of it at Ulta. Yeah, this was pretty expensive. I paid $110 for all the GIGI products, and then I also did pick up the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara because this is all over social media. Everybody's talking about it. It smells like coconuts. It's supposed to be amazing, so I really want to try this. Now I also did get the GIGI Jet Setter palette, if I can get that in frame. Really pretty hollow sleeve that comes on it. Here is the palette itself. Quite thick. It is the size of a novel. It's got a hardcover like a novel on it too. And then I did get the GIGI. This is the warm palette. I believe this is the GIGI West Coast Glow palette. So I picked that up because I want to do two different looks. Now the reason I didn't get the GIGI East Coast palette is because I felt like in the Jet Setter palette, you get colors that are similar enough to the East Coast palette that I didn't feel I needed them all. And then I did get the GIGI Gold Illuminator Liquid Strobe. I got this one because I know I will never use that pink one. I saw it on the stand and I was just like, I will literally never use it, so it's not even worth getting. So I didn't get the pink one, I got the gold one. And then I picked the GIGI Tinted Primer in Medium Deep. I think there's only 2 shades to this. I thought that the light one would potentially be too light. I also felt like this one would potentially be too dark, but it seemed like this one would be better, so I went with the Medium Deep one. And then I also did get 2 of the GIGI lip kits. Now I did get the East Coast Glam lip kit in Tora. You get the lipstick and the lip pencil, and I thought this would be perfect for doing the East Coast Glow look. And then I did get the West Coast Glow, which is the Austin lip kit. So you get the Austin lipstick and the Austin lip pencil and yeah, Total Temptation mascara, which I told you about. So that's all the stuff that I got from Ulta. Yeah, let's do the first impression. So I'm just gonna get started. Let's use the GIGI Tinted Primer. Again, I picked mine up in the shade Medium Deep. This says, GIGI shares her secret weapon for perfected, freshly contoured face. Use a tinted primer that's at least 2 shades darker than your foundation. GIGI, what? Apply this lightweight tinted base contour before applying... Apply this lightweight tinted base to contour before applying foundation. Oh, okay, so you apply this to contour before you do foundation. It's not supposed to be all over your entire face. I'm just gonna squirt some on my hand because it would definitely not work on my face as a primer. No, that would not work. Okay, gotta just wipe that off because, I mean, I'm sure it shears out, but no, it would not go all over my face as a primer. So, pause. Let's put on a little bit of an actual primer. I'm going to use my Marc Jacobs one just so that we do have a little bit of primage all over the skin. And that way like everything's just... Now we're gonna squirt it back on my hand because I wiped it off. I was afraid my sleeve would get into it. And I'm just gonna pick it up on my finger and we'll try, I guess, like one side, no brush, one side with a brush. So this is gonna be like a contour underneath foundation. What the heck? I used way too much. Okay. Let's try to contour like around my hairline. Ah, this isn't working. I can't do it with my fingers. It's like a gel consistency, so it's just not happening. I'm going to use this Bobbi Brown full coverage face brush and just try to contain it in certain areas. The brush is so much better than your fingers. Your fingers just don't work that well with this. It's really gel-like and it kind of slips and slides everywhere, so I would not recommend using your fingers to apply it. It's kind of like a liquid bronzer, right? It's like a liquid contour, so there's like one side. Okay, so I zoomed you guys in just for the sake of showing you the product up close. As you can see, it does sheer out really beautifully. Oh my gosh, the brushes and everything just keep falling out, so I'm just going to keep them out. I feel like this is kind of like a tinted bronzing gel. I don't think I like this for contouring because I feel like I'm still going to have to go in and contour a little bit. So I'm just going to use it as like a bronzer, like underneath my skin. And just put it where I would put bronzer also. But don't get me wrong, I'm still going to go in with powder bronzer. Oh, what the heck. Let's try and use it as an all-over face primer because that's just the direction this is going. Like, it was already over 70% of my face. Let's just put it all over my entire face at this point because... and then I'm also going to try using the gold strobe. Ooh. And then I'm going to squirt this out. It is quite dark. And it actually reminds me of another Maybelline strobe that I have. This probably wouldn't be ideal for lighter skin tones, but I'm going to try to use this as like an illuminator to mix in with my foundation. So for foundation today, I'm going to use my NARS Natural Radiant because I've been loving that. And I'm just going to squirt this on the back of my hand. I'm going to do like a pump and a half. And then I'm also going to mix in the GIGI liquid strobe. I'll do like that much of the GIGI liquid strobe. So really, the end goal is just to look glowy like GIGI. Honestly, I can say right off the bat that tinted primer, I don't know if it makes any difference at all. And I feel like right now I'm just like not feeling it because I don't know. I really love the Maybelline Dream Fresh BB, and I was kind of thinking that that's what the GIGI primer was going to be like, but maybe illuminated. I don't know. So it's not what I thought it was going to be. And I feel like I would have been fine with or without it. I don't think it really changes the appearance of my makeup. So here's an up-close shot for you guys with the tinted primer as our base and the liquid gold strobe mixed in with the NARS Radiant Creamy Foundation. Overall, really pretty, nice and lightweight, extremely dewy. Very, very dewy finish on the skin. So like I said, you get two brushes in this palette. You have the face brush, which quite honestly, I don't think I'm gonna like this. It doesn't feel very soft. And then you get, this is really cute, you get a little double-ended eyeshadow brush with a flat shader brush and then a blendy side. So I'm going to try to use this. I'm first going to go in with that light lavender taupey shade, and I'm going to apply this all over the eyelid. I'm going to use this as my base. I will say that the shadow is actually really pretty and soft, so I do like it. The brush is really tiny, but I think it's more for like convenience and the fact of having it in the palette itself. But I probably wouldn't like say it's the best blending brush I've ever used. Okay, seriously, so much fallout. Somehow it got all over the front end of my phone, all over the City palette. It just kind of flung everywhere. So I'm going to pick up the bronzer on a fluffy brush. And I'm just gonna slowly work that into the crease, like so. Just because I feel safe with bronzer as a transition shade. And then I'm gonna take that darker brown shade, which is this one right here. Again, let's just use the same brush and let's apply this like to the outer corner and the crease, like the outer corner of the crease. I really like the formulation of them. They're like soft and buttery. I'm definitely a fan. That brown looks really good. I really like the brown eyeshadow. I mean, I really liked all the eyeshadows I've used. I'm gonna take a Zoeva 227, gonna pick up the black shadow and just work that only in the outer corner and the outer corner of the crease. So I'm just gonna like apply that again to that outer corner. Just really blending. Lightest. Okay, next we are taking that lightest shimmery shade and I'm going to pick it up on this little side of the brush, and it definitely is pretty powdery. I think there's going to be some fallout. Wow, that's actually like really icy. It's very cool toned. It's not bad, but it's not my like favorite thing I've ever used. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just really cool tone. I'm not a cool toned girl. I'm very picky about the cool tones that I wear. And I feel like this might not look the most flattering on me. So I'm just gonna like blend it in a bit. I'm also gonna take some and apply it right on the inner corner. So for my concealer, I am going to be using a mixture of the two concealer shades. So I'm going to use the light one first. Actually, no, we're going to use both of them mixed right away, because the light one is going to be way too light, and I feel like the dark one isn't going to give me the brightness I want. They're really creamy. They're kind of like those concealers that melt in contact with your body warmth. So that's interesting. Let's see how this goes. Use my fingers. I feel like that looks really good. I'm dipping back and forth into the two of them though, and it's just making the palette look so ugly. Like, I just totally made that look really ugly and dirty. I'm going to apply just like a little bit more because I want some more brightness. So I'm using a little bit more of that lighter shade. Kind of doing that soft triangle under the eye. So for brows, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Brow Drama Brow Precise Pencil and then the Maybelline Brow Drama in Soft Brown, the Sculpting Brow Mascara. So just gonna spoolie through my brows really quick. And then setting the brows with Maybelline Brow Drama. I always like to kind of, you know, brush them upward just so they look a little bit more lifted. So just doing this, doing that. And then I'm going to be using my foundation brush to just kind of like really blend the concealer into my skin, because I feel like it's had enough time to set and really do its own thing. So I'm just going to use my brush to just kind of soften it. Now again, the GIGI collection didn't come with any specific powders, so I'm just going to personally be using a little bit of translucent powder just on a little angle brush from Eco Tools, and I'm just going to set the under eyes like this because I think that works the best for me. Okay, so next I'm actually very excited about this, to try the GIGI bronzer. So there is the bronzer. I'm going to try using the brush. Now ideally Maybelline would have you using the brush that comes in package because it's like perfectly sized to swipe into this bronzer. However, this is the only brush that you get in the palette, and there are 3 different face powders. So I guess, I don't know, I don't know how this would work because it would all become muddled together. And the other problem is that when you're using a standard sized face brush, like let's say we went in with my normal bronzer, this would have a really tough time only picking up the bronzer. So I'm going to try using the Maybelline brush for my bronzer. Just gonna pick it up, and I'm gonna try to do like a contour and bronze. So I can't do this like on camera because it's kind of difficult, but I like swiped the brush in there. I really picked up a lot of product, and I also kind of made a huge mess. That's unfortunate. I just kind of had to. So I'm just gonna like swipe this bronzer. My other greatest fear is that this is gonna turn out splotchy and ruin the whole look, because the brush is like not the best shape for an all over bronze. I don't know. I'm not loving the brush. I'm not gonna use it. I'll never use it. I won't use it. I'm gonna pick up the bronzer like that. Gonna tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna bronze how I usually would. So much better. So much better. So basically what I'm having to do is pinch the bristles right here, and then I just swipe it down the bronzer. Let's make sure I'm picking up bronzer. Always tap off the excess. These are a little bit more powdery of powders. And I'm just going to apply it all over my face. I feel like that stuck to that one area of my forehead. So all inconvenience aside, I actually really like the bronzer. I think that it's a very pretty, flattering, natural brown shade that doesn't have too much of a warm undertone or too much of a cool undertone. It's like a really pretty olive brown. And I would never use this brush to then apply blush or highlight, so I'm just not even going to do that for this video because I wouldn't even fake that I would do that to you guys. So I'm going to use the blush brush from Bare Minerals, and I'm going to pick up the blush, and then I'm going to apply that to the apples on my cheeks. That's a really pretty color. It's very bright. I like it. So I'm just like patting that in. Applying it to the apples on my cheeks and blending. I think that's a really gorgeous color. It's like very bright and peppy and makes you look really nice and awake. The highlight is the biggest powder of the trio. I feel like the bronzer should be the biggest powder though, because you use the most of the bronzer, not the most of the highlight or blush. I'm just gonna apply that like right to the tops of my cheekbones. I like it. It's not too pink. I was kind of afraid that it was going to be really, really pink, but I actually like that a lot. I'm actually just going to use my finger to apply it to my Cupid's bow. Whoa, look how much more reflection you get when you apply it with your fingers. Okay, so I'm using a Melanie black liquid liner to create a wing. Now the reason I didn't get the GIGI eyeliner is because honestly it was just a black liquid liner in that GIGI packaging, and I was just like, guys, we don't need that. Come on. If you really want it, I think you can get it, but I don't think there was anything like exclusive about it other than it was, you know, just a pen liquid liner. So I was like, guys, we can skip it. We don't need that pink pen eyeliner. So now we're going to use the GIGI mascara. This is the... It's in a package, but I don't think it is like exclusive to the GIGI collection. I don't know yet. Let's see here. I just ruined my nail doing that. This came off in the most inconvenient way. It came off in a million different pieces rather than just like... So it's the Colossal Volume Express mascara, and it's just like a mini version of it, but I'm going to use that Total Temptation because you guys know I really want to use that. I didn't see a waterproof version, so I'm just going to quickly do one coat of the Lash Sensational in waterproof so that I know the lashes aren't going to fall down. So I'm just going to do one coat of this only on the top lashes, just so my lashes will hold their curl. Okay, I'm seriously so pumped for this because I know it's supposed to smell like coconuts, and I can't wait. I heard Julie Schott talking about it, and she was like, it's coconut infused and smells like coconuts. I love the packaging. It's actually kind of like, it is matte. It's not actually kind of matte. It's a matte packaging, really pretty. I love this packaging. Now time to smell. It does. It has a fragrance. I don't know if I would say it smells like coconut, but kind of smells like chocolate. Like if you didn't tell me it was coconut, I would be like, oh, it smells like chocolate. But I can see how it's coconut. It smells good regardless. But yeah. Okay. So, time to try. I wish they came out with a waterproof version of this, because then I could just try it on its own. But if I didn't put waterproof mascara on first, then you wouldn't even get to see the results, because my eyelashes would just go back to straight. Ooh, I like it. I'm also just going to put a tiny bit on my lower lashes, just to give them a little bit of love too. I really like it. I think it does give you like soft wispiness, fullness, softly, but no clumpage. But there's like a little bit of clumping, but that's because I had to layer mascaras. So the final part of the Gigi look is the Gigi lip kit in Tora for the East Coast Glam. The Gigi packaging, I just think it looks super chic and it's really pretty. So I'm going to start off with the Tora lip liner. It's like a light nude. I love the smell of the Maybelline Color Sensational lipsticks. They're so good. I know some people hate the smell of them, but I love it. It's definitely really light. Looks kind of gray on me. I don't know if I like this, but I like the formulation and it feels really nice on my lips, but I'm just wondering if like I'm too tan for it. But overall, I do like it. Starting off with the Gigi Tinted Primer. I think that this is kind of a confusing product, because I feel like the everyday person is going to read tinted primer and think that it's something that they put all over their face. However, per the directions on the back, I found out that it is something that you're supposed to do under foundation to use as a contour. But I actually watched Gigi's Maybelline tutorials, and I believe she used this all over her face. I don't think it's something that I would use all over my face and wear on its own. And I feel like it didn't really drastically improve the look of my foundation. I was under the impression that it was going to be kind of like the Maybelline Dream BB. That's kind of what I thought it was going to be, because I read tinted primer. But it is quite gel-like in formulation. It's not my cup of tea. I wouldn't use it for its intended purpose of contouring under foundation, but I think it could potentially be really cool to mix in with your foundation to make it darker. Or if you are someone who has like perfect skin and just wants a little bit of tint on the skin, that could be really good. And also using as kind of like a bronzer on the skin. So I'd probably give this like 3 out of 5 stars. Next up, the Gigi Liquid Illuminator in Gold. I think this is really similar to the Maybelline Master Chrome Gold product. This is obviously more expensive because it's Gigi's version. The packaging is prettier. I think you're just paying for Gigi's name, the packaging, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I didn't notice anything different about this versus my other Maybelline Master Chrome. This one might be slightly less chrome-like in finish, but overall I would use it the same way as I use the Master Chrome, and I feel like I'd get the same result. So this isn't a bad product, it's just, do you want this pretty packaging in your makeup bag, and do you want something with Gigi Hadid's name on it? So for that reason, I'd give it 4 out of 5 stars. Not a bad product, just more expensive than the Maybelline Master Chrome line. Okay, next up we're going to talk about the Gigi Hadid Jet Setter palette. This is a beautifully packaged palette. I love the whole vibe of the Gigi line. Now the palette itself is quite thick. It's about as thick as a book, and it does have that like hard cardboard cover like a book. Like I said, the mirror is not anything special. It's convenient to have that mirror. I would prefer that there is the mirror versus no mirror at all, but it is slightly warped, and I have like easily nauseated eyes. Like if my vision is wonky, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. So I did not like using the mirror to apply makeup, but for touch-ups and quick things on the go, it's totally fine. In terms of the concealers, I really like them, but something to keep in mind is that the Gigi palette only comes in this variation, so not everyone is covered in terms of concealer, which I think is kind of unfortunate. I did not try the tinted lip balms. Let's swatch those really quick. They're really sheer and they're pretty. You get like a pink shade and a nude shade. They're just tinted lip balms. I don't think that's going to be like a standout product for right now. I'll try that in the next Gigi video that I do. I think the tinted lip balms would be really good to like put on top. Okay. I just did that. trying to warm up the lip balm, and I just made a huge mess. But what I was going to say was I think the tinted lip balms would be really great for just throwing on top of a lip color or when you're not wearing, you know, too much makeup. So yeah, the tinted lip balms you get, and then you get 2 brushes. Now the brushes themselves I don't think you would use for the application. I think you would use for touch-ups. That's what I would personally do. The eyeshadow brush is decent. The face brush I would never use. I'm sorry. The eyeshadows are really pretty. I really like them. They are really gorgeous. They're soft. They're buttery. They're slightly sheer. Maybelline eyeshadows aren't like super pigmented, just like their regular pressed shadows. They do have some really pigmented single shadows, but these shadows are like the standard Maybelline formulation that you get in pressed eyeshadow palettes. There's nothing wrong with that, but they're really good eyeshadows and I did really like them. Next up we have the face powders. I loved the blush, I loved the bronzer, and I love the highlights. I would not use them with the brush. Aside from the inconvenience factor of having to pinch the bristles of your brush to concentrate on the specific shade that you want, I think the face powders are really great and I really like them. Overall, I do really like the Jet Setter palette. It's a drugstore palette at the end of the day, and you're not going to be getting like super crazy great brushes that come with the palette. And so I think look at it from the aspect that you would use those brushes for touch-ups specifically and not for application. But overall, I really did like the Jet Setter palette. I think it's not going to be for everyone, of course, including the concealer shades themselves. That's not going to keep everybody covered, but I do think it's a good palette. I think you will like it if you like Maybelline. Oh, guys, totally forgot to say, you do get a mini Maybelline Colossal Lash Mascara that comes with the GIGI palette. Right here. Right there. So it's a good, well-rounded palette. Back to the lip products. I use the lip kit in Tora. I really like the lip pencil and the lipstick. I like the formulation. I just don't know if the color is exactly for me. I feel like it's very cool toned. I don't really find myself reaching for completely cool toned lips. It's something that I'd have to like wear more and see if it grows on me. But if you are a fan of the Color Sensational lipsticks, this has to be it is the Color Sensational line. It's just Gigi's version of the Color Sensational line. I really like it. So if you're a fan of that line, you'll love this lipstick. And I also really love the Maybelline lip liner. Overall with the GIGI collection, I don't think you're getting exclusive formulations, but I think you're getting exclusive shades. So it all comes down to, do you want that shade or do you just want the pretty packaging for display? Everybody's different. Maybe you just want the Jet Setter palette and the GIGI collection because you love Gigi Hadid so much, and that's totally fine too. It's all up to your own discretion. Overall, I'm a really big fan of the GIGI collection. I would give it 4 out of 5 stars, just because there were a few things that I didn't like about the collection, but no overweighing cons on my half. So yeah, I will get back to you guys with a Gigi Hadid West Coast Glow look. Very excited to do this one. And yeah, leave some comments, questions, anything that you have regarding this video, leave it down below in the comment section. Please be sure to come follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching this one. Ooh, and give this video a thumbs up if you didn't earlier, and product links and information will be in the description box if I didn't already say that. I can't remember. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching this one. Bye.